identity standpoint, we'll have a chance to be really successful moving forward. I think the worst thing that can happen leaving year one is you get done with it and you're like, man, we jacked up a lot from an identity standpoint, from a staffing standpoint, to where the internal culture now can't just be built on going into year two, but actually you have to reshuffle and reshift. And then as you're recruiting, you're now recruiting to a different scheme, a different culture. I think we leave year one and we have an identity set, and the players are the ones that are actually upholding it, rather than the coaches. I think we'll have a chance to have success moving forward.
All right, what's up, you guys? So Alan Golesh confirmed a lot of things I've noted on this platform already as far as Auburn's identity and the identity crisis that Auburn is under. So on the SEC meetings that was held at Destin, Florida, he had an interview where he confirmed these notions that I've made about Auburn and piece of content I've done with Auburn Football's Indiana Moment is Coming, and basically Inside the Mind of Alex Golesh video that basically noted about the cultivation process that Auburn is having or is needing to have amongst the identity crisis that they're under. Because right now, what is with Auburn right now is these various cloaks that is thrown on them to create a disguise for them, that's created this mask in place for them to basically label them and what they've been of recent. And Auburn, without these masks, what do you see? Though Auburn as a foundation, as a school, as a brand, has a rich history, has things that is not of needing of this mask and of this identity crisis, but because of championship contention, because of NIL, because of the transfer portal, it's kind of made where Auburn is kind of where like, we need to do these things, we need to jump into these things just like any program is doing right now, and we need to win championships, we need to be respectable, you know, everything. We need to be competitive. And kind of what Auburn has done is made it to where, hey, we're going to draw out the well as many times as possible. You know, we're going to keep just churning and churning. We're going to try to get as much out from basically what has happened in the past with guys like Cam Newton, which is not bad to look into your history and everything, because for those who don't know history or doomed to repeat it, everyone knows that statement. But the problem is, if you just keep repeating history, you're not building and growing into your future. And ultimately what becomes of your future is your past, and that's not what you want either. So the thing is, Auburn needs to get out of this right here. Obviously, again, it's a prop, but I want to use this as a point for the viewer and for a lot of you guys to make it more of a deeper message. The thing is, this right here can represent a myriad of things, as much as it is a Spider-Man mask, but it represents a disguise. Not necessarily with Auburn right now or any program, which I've already noted that Auburn or college football has a coaching problem with basically hiring coaches based off brand and their name and all this other thing to try to build the program instead of it being a shared effort, you know, and everything. These can represent this. That basically this mask can represent that. That basically this mask can represent Lane Kiffin. This mask can represent Byron Brown, NIL, transfer portal, the various players you get in order to chase in championships. And yes, basically you can have success with this mask, this disguise, an array of things that you're trying to get to or that you're needing or have at the moment. But the thing is, when you take this mask off, what it reveals, right? What does it reveal about your program? What does it reveal about the person, you know, underneath the mask? You know, just like obviously this can tie into basically Spider-Man and Peter Parker, and who Peter Parker is, that represents kind of the totem or the motto of great power comes great responsibility. The notion can be also noted to basically what is Auburn. Auburn is a brand and is a school rooted in rich history that is bigger than this mask, that's bigger than Byron Brown, that's bigger than basically Alex Golesh, that's bigger than even Cam Newton. You know, and you can push it to other schools, just like Alabama. They're bigger than Nick Saban. Because again, they've hired Kalen DeBoer, and he now has to then push forth more of what Alabama is, what Alabama football is. That is the dynamic that is at stake with a lot of these programs when they're trying to put on a mask instead of just saying, hey, this is me. This is who you see. Not me, the consecrated, but obviously what you guys are trying to obviously are trying to know, and what I'm trying to prove in this point, that basically is, and what is me is what you get. and what you see is what you get. And basically, like I said, that's the problem with a lot of these programs right now. So basically, and what Alex Golesh has done to make it to where, again, it's not these disguises, right? It's not these array of cloaks that's disguising Auburn. He's made it to where the players, as much as there are like disguises or these various masks, there are guys that are pushing the totem. That basically the guys that has played under Alex Golesh or USF, he's brought along to basically Auburn, what I've already noted before countless times in various other pieces of content and videos I've already stated in this video, that basically there are guys that are pushing this standard. They are pushing identity. That basically to the various guys that's under Auburn, under the recruiting process, or various guys under Auburn that's under Auburn right now as a team, that this is what we are. This is who Auburn is, and this is who Auburn is going to be. And this is where basically there needs to be with this, where the fans have to be involved. And basically the viewer of this video has to understand that dynamic as well, that basically as much it can be about the championships, the wins and losses. Because like I said, Auburn with this mask, and let it be, let's say, Byron Brown, right, and everything. If Byron Brown, being this mask, wins Auburn a championship and everything, that's great. Notoriety, money galore, recruits galore, and everything. But when he leaves the program, which is taking off that mask, what is Auburn? Because if then Auburn wins 3, 4, 5 games, 7 games next year, yeah, you could probably say you won a championship. But then if it starts to repeat and Auburn becomes this 8-4 team, 9-3 team, and they just stall, and that great moment of being this season where they won a championship, a national championship, which I believe they obviously have the tools to do so. I've already noted that Auburn can win 10 to 11 games this season in a video I've done in predicting Auburn's season. But the thing is, even if they win a championship this season, but then stall and don't do nothing else, that was just a quick fix. That's just like a Band-Aid. That's a momentary phase. And the problem with us as God's creation, as human beings, is that we want things to be right now and right at the moment, instead of just going about fixing what is really the issue, what is really the wound. And that is then what I appreciate with Alex Golesh, a brilliant move on the chessboard by him, you know, and stuff. And that's where I see in what he can do more with this process, is basically fix the wound and basically build Auburn to where you can see them as who they are. And this is who they are through the thick and thin, through the wins and losses, through the ups and downs, success and failures. This is who Auburn is. But before I basically conclude this video, you guys, and everything and stuff like that, just a note to you guys, hope you guys did as well, you know, and everything. I also ask, you know, as far as kind of just a plea or something, just like, comment, subscribe if you like content like this. If you want to see more things that I've done as far as content, if you want to view on Auburn's current QB situation with Byron Brown, I have a video for that up here called Byron Brown, the truth about Auburn's new quarterback, and basically what it reveals and his potential is. You can view that and everything. If you want more kind of videos and stuff like that, just kind of just drop some ideas and what you want, you know, future piece of content to be. Like, comment, subscribe to you all. God blessings to you all, in War Eagle.
Yeah, I think to go back, we're still evaluated on wins and losses. So like, I'm fully aware of that. I've done this long enough to know that. So how it's defined externally is probably a little bit different than how it would be defined internally. I mean, internally for us, the biggest thing that's got to happen is, I would say, if we go back and say, I mean, we were successful in year one, if we laid an actual foundation for our program. And I think the way you lay a foundation is that you have an identity. If we can leave year one with an established identity of who we are, and that could be looked at a bunch of different ways, but truly when whether it's the media, the casual fan is watching us play, they can say, man, this is what we are, this is what this team is. And a college football team takes the personality